So today we're going to have a little fun with the HY-SeqCollection2. Now this is a plugin that's been around for a while now, but it's one of my favorite plugins. And oftentimes when I hear people's wish list of what they would like from their hardware sequencer, I'm thinking, the HY plugins can do that. It was so ahead of its time. I think it came out around between 2015 and 2020. And there's a bunch of variations and modes. And actually, the HY plugins is a lot of different, very cool sequencers. But today we're just going to do a simple HY-SeqCollection2. And I'm using, for my host, VST host, I'm using Cantabile Performer. But of course, this can work in any host. So I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to delete this output connection and instead create a MIDI out connection to my Proton. And which is over here. If I can see it, let's bring it in so you can see it. There you go. Over here to my Proton. And then I'm going to control it with my Korg micro key. So I put my MIDI in there. So I have my Korg micro key right over here. It's a little weird. I mean, two keyboards, but I think after here, pretty much, I don't really need my keyboard. Unless I'm going to save or something, or give it a name or something like that. Which I probably should do right now. Alright, so, I mean, I have a little setup that I'm working on that's doesn't make me look as lazy as this does, but hey, this is comfortable. I'm sitting down, I have an idea, boom, we just go. So, let's go ahead and open this up. And double click on it. So what we're going to do today is going to use this for our making an arpeggio. And it's got a lot of cool little features that you can use. This thing is actually pretty powerful. So, got some tangled cables over here. All right. So let's make a C minor 7 arpeggio. So I'm going to go, I'll check my BPM real quick. It's 120. That's fine. So we're going to go, see, and I like this so much more than the piano roll because the piano roll takes so much space. And here, you just input the notes. So here I'm going to do, we got C for the first beat, and then I'm going to do D sharp, which is E minor, and then I'm going to do G, and then we're going to do B flat, which is going to be A flat. We'll go to the next note, which is C, D sharp, G, A sharp, C, and then we're going to repeat again, but this time in a higher octave. So we'll say, this is where you set the octave. So I'm going octave higher, octave higher, octave higher. So I do the same notes. It's going to be D sharp, G, A sharp. So C, D sharp, G, A sharp. Oh, whoops, I skipped a C. My bad. I skipped a C. D sharp, G, and then A sharp. Okay, so that's at a higher octave. And then we're going to start our new octave. It's going to be over here, which is the highest one. I wonder, should I come down? You know what? I should probably come down here. So let's just come down. Come down. And just go back the way we came. Trace our steps here. Set the octave. So we go C, and we're going to mirror this, which is A sharp. And then G. And then D sharp. And then C. And then, so now we're back in the original octave, which is going to be A sharp. Now you can get more creative with this. You don't have to do arpeggios. But let's just use this just to start out. This is our starting point. G, and then D sharp. Okay, I'm going to save as I go. Make sure I don't lose it. All right, so let's see what this sounds like. So let me see. Oh, I got to turn, make sure it's, my DAW is on. All right, so let me see. All right, there we go. I'm going to turn it up a little bit so I can hear it. Now I got several options here. One is, of course, go up an octave, or go down an octave. But a lot of these items are mappable either to the keyboard or to controllers. So let's change something real quick. Let's go ahead and make it to where it only plays when my trigger note is playing. And right here, my trigger note is C2. So to do that, I just have to click this little power button, right? So now, but I do need to have the DAW in play mode for that to work. So now I put my Cantabile DAW in play mode, my host in play mode. Now when I press the C2, which is this note right here, then it plays. Then when I unpress it, well, there's actually 3 modes here. You can have it to where the trick note starts and stops, but I think I prefer that you have to hold it down. You have to hold it down for it to go. Okay, so that's one thing. But now another, I love arpeggios. I don't know why, they sound so good, and I like that you can customize it. So you don't just have to, you don't have to do like, you don't have to do minor chords or whatever. Like you can do chromatic, you can do whatever you want here, just whatever your imagination, you know, inspires you to do. So now let's do something. So here on the control the MIDI FX transpose, MIDI trigger, and snapshot section. So I click on this little map editor, and I'm just telling you, I don't know why nobody talks about this sequencer, these sequencers, because they're so good and they're just so easily laid out. So here on the snapshot, there's different parts: snapshot, MIDI trigger, and MIDI transpose. Okay. So MIDI transpose is C3 through C5, which is this key from this key to this key over here. And then the MIDI trigger is this key right here, right? So let's go ahead and close this. And so to enable this is a transpose MIDI effect. I want to have to just click this little keyboard here. So now using these keys, I can transpose. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, Now it's a little bit low, so I'm just going to hard code this octave, or just raise it by 1 octave. Just leave it there. So now another cool little feature is that you can. This is MIDI effect. This is a post output, right? Not a pre. So this MIDI effect would turn whatever you have up here and fit it to a scale. So there's several presets here. You have all these scales, such as harmonic minor, pentatonic, Chinese, Dorian, etc. Okay, so let's do harmonic minor right now. And let's see what that sounds like. Now, say if I hit one of the black keys, it's still in the harmonic minor, even though I got it on F sharp. And you know that if I turn the effect off, it went up half a step, right? Because now the effect's no longer up, and so now it's doing it in F, transposed to F sharp. And now turn it back on, and now it's just finding like the closest note that's going to be in the C harmonic scale. And of course, if I'm transposing, it's going to be some mode of the C harmonic scale. So let's try different scales and see what it sounds like. Let's try the Chinese. Hitting a black key and then turning it off. And then turn it back on and you hear the contrast. It's pretty cool. You can also change the root if you want. Turn it back on. And here I can mess the octave too, like if I want to go an octave lower. There's other things that I can mess with too, such as the size. This sequence, like this is 16 steps. Say I want to do 15 steps, and it'll do 15, or start at a later step. Or just mess around with it. It's really kind of fun. I don't know how much fun it is to listen to on the other end, but it's fun on this end of like kind of messing with the different settings. Egyptian. Let's hit a black key. And then back to C. Now I was thinking maybe coming back down, we can do some chromatics. So we got C, A sharp, maybe like the last 4 notes. We can do a little chromatic, have a little chromatic fun. So let's say instead of D, let's go C sharp. Is there no C sharp? C. Oh, I gotta turn off my effect over here. So there we go, C sharp. And then above C sharp, we got D. And then let's do D sharp. D sharp. And then E over here. All right, see what that sounds like. You can't hear it that well because it's on the low notes. I mean, it still sounds good. You can't, I mean, it doesn't sound too crazy. It just sounds, it's probably because of the portamento. I mean, the Proton patch is pretty crazy, so it's some crazy FM patch. Alright, let's turn it on. Let's turn it off. Sorry, I hope I'm not busting anybody's ears. This Proton is completely untamed. I mean, I can do some crazy harmonics. Sometimes it's pleasant, sometimes it's not very pleasant. Let's see, we can get a little crazier here, and maybe we hit the top, maybe hit like a D, C, D, and then instead of a G, we're gonna do a G sharp. So we're gonna D sharp, and then we'll do the devil's tritone, which is the F sharp, when you're in the C bass root. All right? Because down at the crossroads, devil's hellhound is on my tail. Here we go. And now we go turn it on to Egyptian. Now let's go to Chinese. Now let's go to Dorian mode. The picture of Dorian Gray. That's in my closet. There we go. Turn it off. Turn it on. Let's hit a black key. Go back and forth. And a lot of these are mappable to various controls, but of course here I only have like the pitch shift and this slide wheel, so I can't do a whole lot, which is fine. Use my mouse. I don't care. Mouse is fine. Let's try flamenco. On. Off. Wipe on Danielson. Wipe off Danielson. Alright. Alright, so yeah, it's pretty cool. I have fun with this thing. And it ain't the shiniest, coolest, latest plugin or hardware or stuff, but oh man, can you do a lot. You just gotta apply your imagination, and there's so much you can do. You can also randomize. It's got all these dice, where you can randomize whether it's on or off. So say if I want to randomize which notes are on, I just hit this a few times, and let's see. I can even hit it while it's playing, and so it'll skip some notes. That sounds kind of cool. And then you'll find like some happy accidents. Let's do Mixolydian. So it's a great way to find new melodies if you're just trying to come up with a melody, but you just can't come up with something, and you just try all these random things, or don't have something specific in mind. Here's off. On. So there it is, and that is my tip for today. Until next time.